Welcome to the Gloves Are Offside, where we talk football and we talk boxing. We'll start with the boxing this week. Really, really big card in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia on Saturday night. Four world title fights. I think it's gone under the radar a bit. I don't know if it's lost up in the hype of the whole AJ Paul thing and then the Eubank Ben thing, but this is a really good card, man. Some really, really elite fighters. Obviously, four world title fights, eight fighters fighting, and only one of them have actually tasted defeat. So some unbeaten records on the line as well. We'll start with the main event. David Benavidez against Anthony Yarde. Yarde is the fighter who's obviously tasted defeat, but this is a chance for him to try and prove again that he can hang at that sort of elite level. Do you reckon he can get the job done this time?
Like from what I've seen the loss, and from what I've seen, I don't think so. I don't think he's. I think he's like top quality. I don't want to like downgrade how good of a fighter he is. I think he's top quality, but I just don't think he's got. I don't think he's got it to beat him. I just don't think he's. I'm looking forward to the fight. I think it's going to be a decent fight, but I can't see it. But after my prediction last week, I'm a bit on the fence. Like maybe I don't know what I'm talking about after all. But yeah, I can't see it.
Yeah, no, I think the problem with Yard is I think he's not elite. I think he's very good. He's strong. He's always fit. He always comes in shape. He lives the lifestyle. But I think the problem he's had is he's in a division where there are elite fighters. Like he's had this is his third world title shot. The other two were obviously Kovalev in Russia, elite fighter, and then Beterbiev, and we all know how good he is. And now he's
Yeah,
fighting Benavidez, who's just he's a killer, man. And I think that's his problem. I rate him, I respect him because he's
he's
taken
getting
the
in the
fights.
ring.
He's taken the fights when other people haven't. You Buatsis and people aren't. They've turned down these fights, so he's given it a go, man. So
Yeah,
I love him for that, and I'd love to see him do it. But man, Benavidez is a killer.
yeah.
But also, I would say about Yarde is his fights are always entertaining. He's also heavy-handed, and he gets stuck in. He's got all the heart in the world. So I think it will be a shootout, but I just think Benavidez is that cut above.
I think it's going to be a good fight. I'm like you said, I'm excited to see it, but I just can't see it. I can't
I don't
see.
think with their styles, I don't think it can be a bad fight. I think that it's going to be a shootout, but as it was with Beterbiev and as it was with Kovalev, he's just not quite gonna get to that
Yeah,
level,
that's
unfortunately.
what
But
that's my read. It sounds like we've got a similar read, but I'm now like questioning myself after last week.
also, I would say about Yard is he's his trainer Tunde Ajayi. He's obviously had him from day one, and I don't think he's an elite trainer, but he's so loyal to him. He sees him as family, and he says, "Oh, I'll never leave him. He's taken me this far. We've got this far together." But I think for his career, I think he's holding him back. I think Tunde's good enough to get you to a certain level, but then you need to start look around. But again, I rate the loyalty and I rate they're go getters, man. They take on any challenge, So but
I
it'll
could
be
see, to be honest, on that point, I could see him leaving him after he loses again, and that has always kind of almost been the case with. Even if you look at AJ, even if you look at we can go right back to loads of people who wanted to stay loyal to their trainer, and then when they lose a couple of fights, then they're like, oh, actually, maybe they probably leave it a fight too long to leave. So I think probably if he does lose this fight, then he might then think, okay, maybe I do need to look somewhere else. That tends to be what happens with all boxers, actually, that I can remember. AJ's the one that sticks in my memory, but I think once Connor started losing, he was like, where do I look? That's what it always, because they're like,
yeah.
wait, so it can't be me. like,
No, no, I agree, but I feel like to wait to lose it again, and then it might be a bit too late then. But although to be fair, I'm not sure he's at the level of the fighters he's been fighting anyway. But yeah, Tunde I think holds him back a bit. But yeah, I guess you have to in a game where there's not much loyalty, you kind of have to respect the fact that he stayed loyal to him.
yeah,
Yeah, so no, that'd be a good fight. Further down the card, the co-main event, Brian Norman Jr. against Devin Haney. This one I'm intrigued by because it's a big step up for Brian Norman Jr. He hasn't really got many big names on his record, whereas Devin Haney obviously has. But I'm watching like the head-to-head and stuff, and I just like the way Brian Norman talks, man. He's like from those Southern American states, but he's a straight talker. He just says it how it is. And Devin's always come across to me. He's a skilled boxer. He's very good defensively. It's hard to hit him, but he bores me, and his personality, I just find him a bit. I don't know what that the Americans would call it corny. He's just a bit. I don't even know what the English word for it would be, but I never taken to him. But he's a skilled fighter, and I think I'm backing Brian Norman to come and cause an upset here. I like
I
the look of
can't
him.
see. No, I like. I see. For me, I prefer like when they're just. I don't like I don't know. It's difficult because you want personalities and you like. I think boxing's still a sport that you are getting personalities. I mean, all of our footballers that we love so much, they're all you don't know any of them. You know, like, and when you do know them, then we start complaining about them. So like, do you know what I mean? So it's kind of a difficult world to kind of like. Like I like him. I think I think he's going to win. I think Devon's
Evan.
like, yeah. I think Devon's the better fighter. I think it might be like a jump, the jump in class, you know. But yeah, I understand what you're saying, but I think I like him. I think he's going to win. I don't think he's going to be comfortable because I think all these fights are quite close. But Devon's got my money for sure.
Yeah, I mean, Devon's definitely he's been in with the bigger names. He's fought at this level for a longer time, so maybe he's getting Norman at the right time, whereas it might be a bit of too much of a step up. But he doesn't look like he doesn't look like the occasion is getting to him. But you know, you can hide that. You don't know until you're under the lights and you've got the pressure on you. Know, so it'll be an interesting one. But I'm backing the underdog on this one, and I hope he gets it done because I don't. I've never really taken to Devon. I think his fighting style. I mean, he's good. He's skilled, and he's lived with some of the best fighters in Lomachenko and stuff. So I'm not having a pop at him, but I just prefer exciting fighters. I think maybe it's my head. Maybe it's my heart speaking over my head, but I'm hoping Brian Norman gets this one done. But yeah, another good fight. Then we've got another Brit, Sam Noakes. Again, a step up against Abdullah Mason. I know the Americans. I haven't seen too much of Abdullah Mason myself, but I know the Americans think he's the real deal. He's unbeaten, but so is Sam Noakes.
The real deal.
Yeah, this is the thing. But I like I say, I haven't seen too much of him myself, just like highlights and stuff. But they rate him highly. But I rate Sam Noakes highly. He's another one. He's got power in both hands, man. He can end the show, and those fighters always have a chance.
Yeah,
you know,
I think for me, I think that I've only seen Abdullah in clips, so it's difficult for me to also. But like, I think that he's going to get beaten. I think he is going to lose. I don't think he's. I don't. But then it's hard because I haven't watched his fights, you know. And obviously, I think maybe I'm going in this part. Maybe I'm going heart over head on this. But like, I think that Abdullah's gonna lose, and I think he's gonna get knocked out.
I mean, I've seen a lot of Sam Noakes, and he can end the show just like that. Even when like the thing is, again, it's a step up in quality and on occasion, but mate, I've seen him take people out just with both hands as well, and he carries that power, and he's got that. Like I said, he can just out it like that. So I hope the occasion doesn't get to him. It's a big step up because there's some big fights for him, and I like to see the Brits go and do well. It'd be nice to knock off another Yank as well. Yeah, I hope so, man.
That's what I think. But like again, you never know. But like that's my feel for it. And also like can be hard when you're watching. Just you've kind of followed someone a little bit. You know, like you're kind of emotionally involved. But I do think he is gonna.
Yeah, you kind of talk yourself into allowing yourself to believe he's going to win. But it's when I read on Twitter and stuff, people talking about this Mason, and they really rate him over there. So, and you know what the Yanks are like, they're slick and stuff. But I think it might be like a sort of slick boxer against a big punching Englishman. Hopefully he can go out, and it would be good for him as well if he does knock out this young American. His profile's gonna shoot through, and he can get some big fights on the back of that. So that's my main one of the night. I really want Sam Noakes to do it because I think again he's a good character. He seems like a really nice, down to earth guy. He's got power. He's an exciting fighter. So that's the one I got my eye on. Hopefully.
Yeah, I mean I want Sam to win. Like I think he's gonna win. Like we'll see, but like I think he's gonna win. I think of all of them, that's probably the one the upset that like I see happening.
Yeah, I think that one and maybe Brian Norman, but obviously we spoke about that as well. But and then the full fight, Jesse Bam Rodriguez against Fernando Martinez. Again, I've not seen much of Martinez, but Bam is elite. Bam, obviously, this Martinez has come in. He's unbeaten. I checked his record. There's no real big names on it, but Bam's clearing out the divisions down there, man. He's small, but again, he's got power, and I just can't see anybody at that weight taking him out. He beat up Sonny Edwards. He took out Estrada. These are big, solid names, you know, down there. So
yeah, he thumped up Edwards.
Yeah, I think he bashed him up. So I think he's just cleaned up down there, and I think there's a couple of big fights for him at the higher level. Obviously, if he goes up and fights in New Way, that's a dream fight. But clear out this one. I I can't comment on Martinez too much because again I've not seen him. I just looked at his record, but I just don't think anyone can live with Bam down there.
No, I think he's. I unfortunately like agree with you to the T. I think he's thumped up everyone down there. I think he's gonna. You want to see a good fight, but I think there's no names on his record. Like I think that like he's in for another. He's going to be thumping up someone else on Saturday.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, and then once he's done that, I want to see some maybe catch weight fights or something against. There's some good names down there, Nue and Nick Ball and stuff that could maybe challenge him, and that they're looking for challenges as well. So there's some good fights to make if they sort of cross the weight, someone moves up or someone moves down. But yeah, the where he's at now, I think Bam's untouchable. I think he's probably top 5 pound for pound, whichever.
Yeah, I think there's no one in his weight that, and this is why, like this fight maybe could have been made sooner, but like. Do you know what I mean? Like this is why. This is sometimes the problem with the boxing. You know, there's no one for him to fight. You know.
Yeah. That's it. So sometimes when you're at that level, when you're just too good for everyone. I think that's where we'll get onto it now actually because that leads us into Usyk. I think that's where Usyk is now. He's obviously just given up one of his titles, but you look at the division. My thing is he's dropped the title. Fabio gets promoted to world champion. Usyk's obviously still got the other belts, but you look at the division. He's beaten Dubois twice. He's beaten AJ twice. He's beaten Fury twice. What is Usyk's next step?
There's nothing for him to do. I don't actually want to see him fight any of them again. Like I think he thumped up all of them. Like none of them. The Dubois one because he didn't catch him low. There was a bit of, but then I never thought that Dubois was even in his level, even in his class. You know, there's nothing for him to do. It's kind of a bit. It's not like he's great, but it's a bit boring. Like, you know what I mean?
Because like at least there was like Fury and AJ big following in the fans. Like, they can beat him, and I believe that they could have beat him. He took him out. The Dubois one, obviously, you said the controversy from the first fight made people believe okay maybe, but now whoever he steps in the ring with, I just don't give a chance to them. So where's he going to earn the money that he's been earning from these other fights? I look around the division. This Caballero's not a big name. Zhang's been beat a few times. Like, who is there that's going to challenge? That's why I'm quite surprised he didn't fight Wardley, because at least Wardley's a Brit, so he's going to have a following. He knows he can make money over here. So I'm surprised he has actually dropped the belt and didn't just fight Wardley. Not that I think Wardley would have had a chance, but at least it's a name over here. Sorry?
He doesn't want to fight. He's got other stuff. His country's in war. You know, he's got a lot of stuff going on. You know, he's like, he'll come out for the big payday and for a challenge. Also, you've got to get yourself in the gym, you've got to have some motivation. Yeah.
But this is what I mean. Where's the challenge come from? Maybe he's waiting for Moses to have a couple of more knockouts. If Moses can get a couple more, he's the young hope. Maybe that's his sort of.
I think there's no.
I
like Moses. I want to see him have a career. I think Usyk. I think that AJ thumps up Moses, and I don't. You know how I feel about AJ these days. I don't think Moses is ready to get in the ring with it. I think Fury would thump up Moses.
Right now, but I think give Moses a couple more. Give him. The thing with Moses is he's knocking everyone out in 1 or 2 rounds, so he's not getting the rounds, and nobody's landing a glove on him. So he's like, we don't know what he's like when his back's against the wall, when he's taking punches, when he's got to go into deep waters in 8, 9, 10 rounds. That's the problem. He needs somebody. Obviously, he's going to fight Jermaine Franklin in February. You'd
like to see him against Usyk in 2 fights.
It depends how those 2 fights go. If he gets some rounds. Maybe not Usyk. Nah, what am I saying? But the thing is, I want Moses to be. He's our next big hope for me.
Yeah. I agree.
I don't want to see him get any early skirmishes on his record and get knocked out. But at some point, as we always say, Father Time catches up with it. At some point, it doesn't look like it's gonna happen anytime soon. But at some point, Usyk's gonna come out of his prime and start going down. And if Moses is on the rise and he's got that hunger, if he catches him at the right time, that makes him. If he's the man who finally dethrones Usyk,
yeah.
It's all about timing. But yeah, maybe in 2 fights is a bit soon. But it's getting that right time, you know.
I would like to see him if he's big and bad enough. I'd like to see him fight AJ or fight Dubois or fight someone like that. I think that there's a big step.
Him and Wardley would be a good fight, but obviously they've got the same trainer, so that's not going to happen. But he's got Franklin next, and then Yeah, maybe him against Dubois would be brilliant. That would be a great fight.
I'd watch that. I think that would be
Yeah,
interesting.
but that's what I mean. So if he takes out is Franklin and then takes out a Dubois, is he then ready for Usyk? That's
No, I don't think so.
well, at
Then,
some
like,
point he's got to be. At some point he's got.
but then you've got AJ and you've got
Yeah,
you've got Tyson who like remember for me Usyk outclassed them. Like he was like it wasn't like oh I know everyone says that they were close. For me they weren't close. I was like oh he's so much better than them, you know. Like and
yeah.
I don't want to see this young boy he's not been in any wars yet, and then like he knocks out two guys and then he's ready for Usyk. That's just not for me. It's just I think.
Yeah,
Like,
I think
you against an AJ. Let's see you against a Tyson. Let's see what you do in those fights before you take Usyk.
I agree, but I just don't see what Tyson and AJ get from taking those fights. For those two, I just think obviously he's fighting Jake Paul, but once that business is done with, for those two, I think the only fight for them is each other. Or maybe you can still sell a AJ Wilder, even though
No,
it's way past the sell by date. Maybe you can sell, but I don't know what they look. What happened to Dylan White when he stepped? I know Dylan White's probably on a worse trajectory than White and than AJ and Tyson.
yeah.
He got in the ring with Moses and Moses based him up in one round. So
Yeah, but they're not in the same. Come on, AJ.
no, they're not. They're not. But what do they get from fighting this young gun? You know.
No, but you get it because you want to test yourself. What do you mean? This is what you're supposed to be doing. You're a boxer. Like this is the new guy. He thinks he's all that. If you tump him up, then you always tumped him up. Do you know what I mean? That's why you get in the ring with him. Like the thing is that my point is that before he's even looking at a Usyk, I just think that for me Usyk's such a good boxer of every kind. He can mix it up with you. He's such a good boxer.
Yeah.
I just don't think that Moses is even. I've seen Moses a few times. Georgie loves him. You know, like I've seen him a couple of times. He's a nice. He looks slick, but like I just don't. I think that the Usyk's a very far level away, and if he needs to climb up the ladder, because I mean AJ and Fury. If you listen to them talking their shit, they would love to get into the ring with Usyk again.
Yeah. Oh, no, of course, yeah. But yeah.
Not that we would want to see it, but they would love to. Like, and,
Yeah, but I just don't know. I just don't know what else is there. What else is out there for you? I don't want to see him fight AJ again. I don't want to see him fight Fury again. Neither of them earned a third match. That like he won them all those fights convincingly. Dubois doesn't want to get in the ring with him again. I don't think. So I just don't know what else is out there. So, but Woodley's world champ now. Amazing story for him coming from white collar scene and
it's a good story.
I never thought he'd reach that level. I think it's a bit disappointing that he never had the chance to win the belt. You know, he's just been emailed. And,
Well,
okay,
he
you're
wouldn't have
champion
won
now.
the belt.
No, he wouldn't have won the belt against Usyk. But I just mean, when Usyk's vacated it, I think they should have put him against the next contender and let them fight for the belt rather than just give it to someone. I
don't like it.
I think that takes a moment away from whoever wins it. It's like you always remember it when you hear and the new and you know you got the crowd and whatever, and that kind of gets taken away from him. I'm sure he's not bothered. His next fight's going to be for a load of money because he's a world champion, but I just think that takes it away from him a little bit. But incredible for him.
Maybe Moses like goes on a couple of fights, then tumps him up, and then he's like calls out Usyk. But I just don't think that he's ready for Usyk. He should be going to fight AJ or Tyson before Usyk. Like you've got to beat those boys before you even. For me, before you even think.
No, I agree. I wouldn't put him in the ring with Usyk now, but I think we'll see how he deals with Franklin, and then if you get a bigger name, maybe a Dubois or Chisora doesn't
Dubois
want.
Would be good. I'd like to see him against
Dubois. That would be a brilliant fight. And if he dealt with Dubois in the similar sort of fashion as Usyk did, then you've got that to compare. And it's like, okay, well, you knocked him out in this amount of rounds. I knocked him out. Not to say he necessarily would, because Dubois is a dangerous fighter. But if he does come through Franklin, as we assume he will, then he needs somebody like a Dubois or a.
Yeah, no, he needs to step up the level. He needs to and this is what I keep saying is that I like him. I want him to do well, but kind of what has he done? Like let's see him. Like you're already getting excited about you.
I'm high on him, man. I think he's the real deal. I think he's the real deal, like Shaquille O'Neal, baby. He's the one. He's the one that I'm pinning our hopes on. Like I know I've seen boxing before. You hype people up and they get knocked out and they never turn into what you hope they will. But for me, he's got the mentality. He's got the power for that. He's quite small for a heavyweight, but he's got I think he's got it all.
I think he looks quite small, dude.
He is small. He's small. But so is Usyk.
That's why I'd like to see him against a Dubois. And remember, Dubois tumped up AJ. Like,
yeah.
Like,
Yeah, no, Dubois dangerous, man. Dubois always dangerous.
And yeah, I mean, AJ still needs to avenge that before he, like, do you know what I mean? Because
Yeah, to be
he
fair, I
got,
was saying I only want him against Fury. Obviously, the Dubois
he
rematch would
got
sell as
tucked
well.
up. That was
Yeah, I'm not
horrible.
sure he wants it. I'm not sure he wants to get back in the ring with him
I wouldn't want to get back in the ring with anyone after that.
because surely there's been the opportunity there to to get back in with Dubois, and I just don't know AJ mentally sometimes. I think that he beats himself sometimes in his head. Since that Ruiz fight, it just doesn't seem like
Yeah, I mean,
as
he's not been the
confident
same fighter since
he's not
then.
been the
For
same.
me,
I love him, and I think he's a legend of British boxing. But Jake Paul,
yeah, I mean, we all didn't think it was gonna happen. It is gonna happen now. I've been reading 140 million purse, which is crazy.
it's crazy.
I don't know the split. I'd say probably most of it's going to Paul, but it's for me. It's going to be a short fight where he's getting his head cleaned off
It
by
has to be,
AJ.
doesn't it?
And like Eddie Hearn and AJ, in terms of promoting it, are actually doing the right thing. They're just like, they're saying he's a brave man, and he is a brave man. But like, it's going to be a short afternoon. Like, it's gonna. I don't know what time they're showing it. Maybe it's going to be a late night for us here. But he's going to get his head taken off.
Is it bravery
I'm not
though?
excited for it at all.
Is it bravery or is it stupidity?
I think it's both. Sometimes bravery is stupidity, but I think
Yeah,
he's gonna clean his head off and don't, like AJ doesn't like. I think that I hope that because Paul's gonna be trying to make it a bigger show and all of this. Like, I hope AJ just keeps it like calm and just like says, yeah, we'll find out on the night because
yeah. Don't get
I don't
involved
want
in,
AJ
in all
getting
the
into like.
foolishness.
Yeah, he's not on your left. It's not a fight.
Yeah, yeah.
We're gonna get sucked into it. We're gonna like, do you know what I mean? I'm not gonna want to watch it. You're gonna force me to. Like, do you know what I mean? It's not gonna be. It's not a spectacle. It's like it's not like for me. It's like it's a professional boxer and a YouTube boxer.
Yeah.
Like Tyson Fury's brother beat him up.
No,
What?
I don't think even if it goes to round two, then I think AJ needs to have a look at himself because I get some people are like, oh, you should go out feel him out in the first round, but maybe just to give Netflix their entertainment or whatever, AJ might carry him for a couple of rounds, but I don't think he should for his own reputation. You have to just go in there and do what you did to Ngannou. Just land one on him, clean, and take him out, one shot done.
Yeah, I
Surely,
mean,
if he wants to, he can end it. He can
and
end
I
it in
was
30
excited
seconds.
about Ngannou. Honestly, I remember I thought Ngannou was going to give him more of a fight, and he did what he was supposed to. He thumped him up, and Ngannou's like the best, like at the top of his profession of UFC.
Yeah. Ngannou's a beast.
Yeah, this is not the same thing.
That's what I mean. So he needs to go in there and get it done in even quicker time than he did Ngannou. Otherwise, he comes out of it looking a bit silly. I think if he takes him to like 2-3 rounds, it's like that's half a win for Jake. He can go, oh, I went 3 rounds with Anthony Joshua, and it's like I just thought I'd just go in there, just end this whole circus.
I'm not upset with AJ because I think you take the money because the money's insane. But like, I don't even think like I just want him. I don't even want to get involved in like the build up of it because it's still like we agree on this. You just dead it and let it be done. You know.
And he's annoying me already. He's like, I don't know if you've seen I see today on Twitter. He's been traveling around with like a cardboard cutout of AJ and just trolling him, innit?
He knows how to promote a show, dude.
Yeah, 100%. Look where he's got himself into. It's crazy, but you're right. AJ needs to just keep it chill and just say, "Nah, man, I'm not getting involved in all this. You've made a mistake. Watch what happens." And the good thing about it is it's less than a month away, so
just get your head down. I don't know what he's thinking. He's not even. Well, he's never going to be. He's not even going to give himself like enough time to be at the weight. He's going to put on a load of pounds. I'm guessing.
The thing, he's been training for Javante, who's a midget, so. Like he said himself, he's like, I'm deluded, yeah, but I really believe I can win it. But I think he knows what's going to happen. I don't know why he's done it. Maybe he's done with the boxing. Maybe he knows that he stepped up too far, and he feels someone's going to knock him out at some point. So he thinks, well, why not AJ? At least if AJ knocks me out, I don't look like an idiot because everybody knows he's going to knock me out. Maybe that's his thinking. But it's a dangerous sport, man. This is rule number one. The oldest adage in boxing is you don't play boxing. And he's playing games of his life, bruv. He's playing games of his life. If AJ really takes it serious, then he's playing games of his life.
No, I don't. I just think AJ's going to clean him out, and it's going to be. I don't think it's good. I don't think he's. We remember. I had this conversation in the week. Remember the Tyson, the not Tyson Fury, the what's his name? What's the Fury brother's name?
Tommy.
Remember the Tommy? That's his level.
Yeah.
Tommy would never get in a ring with AJ. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, Tommy's got way more sense than that. Like, do you know? Like, do you remember that fight? That wasn't even a good fight, but that was his level. That was his level. Like, you can't get in a ring. Like, it's just not. That's what I mean. It's not.
Anyway, we spent way too much time recently talking about Jake Paul, man. Let's move on to the football because finally the Premier League is back.
Come on! I'm so excited. It's back.
We're back, and it's North London Derby weekend. We'll get onto that, but the weekend starts with Burnley-Chelsea. We've just got news in the last sort of hour or two that Cole Palmer, who was due to return very soon, has broken his big toe, in a domestic situation. Whether that means he's dropped a tin of beans on it or he's kicked the corner of his sofa, I don't know. But he's going to miss now this game, Barcelona midweek, and happily for me, the Arsenal game the weekend after. So bad news for Chelsea.
Yeah, definitely bad news for Chelsea. I'm worried, again, I don't want to go too much into it. I'm worried about England because I think he's a quality player. I think Chelsea should have enough to win this game. But Burnley are dangerous. Burnley, like, we got a last-minute penalty, as in United. Liverpool robbed them. Like, I watched that game. And so they've been in a lot of games, you know. They're not rolling over.
No, I think at home they can always... They make it a tough game, don't they? They're hard to break down. In the Championship, they were amazing defensively. And I think away from home in the Prem, they've not been brilliant. But at home, I think they're always... You can't count them out, you know. Like you said, they're not rolling over. But surely, I think Chelsea should have enough. But again, they're one of those teams who... You don't know what you're going to get with Chelsea. I think they raised their game, actually, against the bigger teams. So sometimes they go into these ones a bit... thinking the job's already done. Where they're such a young team. So I think...
Yeah, they've also had... Like, this is like always a bad time. They've got players all over the world. Like, their players have been travelling and they've all got to come back. It's not a nice time, you know. Like that. So yeah. I mean, it could be a banana skin, but I can't. I think Chelsea give it to them.
Yeah, I'm going for a Chelsea win, but it's one to keep an eye on. Where it could maybe like they can nick a draw or something, Burnley. But I'll go Chelsea win on that one. Really interesting game, 3:00 kickoffs. Bournemouth, West Ham. West Ham won their last couple. Bournemouth obviously lost their last couple. So on paper, it might look like a straightforward Bournemouth win, but with the form, it's going to be interesting to see if West Ham can carry on that run.
Yeah, I mean, West Ham have... Nuno's a son of Mourinho, you know, so he makes the game into a moments game. And West Ham have got the players to win in moments. You've got Bowen, you've got Paquetá. Like, do you know what I mean? Just like, let's make the game a game of 15 minutes, and we'll win those 15 minutes. And that's kind of Nuno's philosophy. It is Mourinho's philosophy that he's kind of perfected as Mourinho's kind of slowed down. And I think that we've talked about this already, but I think that Nuno keeps up West Ham and. Yeah, it could be a banana skin. If I had to pick, gun to my head, I think I'm going for West Ham.
Really? I'm going Bournemouth to get back to winning ways. I understand what you're saying, and Nuno's sorted out West Ham. He has, and they've looked much, much better in the last few games, especially that Newcastle game. They were really good, but I just think Bournemouth have lost a couple, but against good teams. And I think back at home... I think Bournemouth. It's a tough one, mate. All Premier League games are so hard because the levels are so tight. But I'd go Bournemouth win for this one. I think they get back to winning ways. It depends because a couple of defeats can change the whole mood of the dressing room. But I think they've got enough about them to see West Ham off.
I think they've got a quality manager. I don't think they've got a quality squad anymore. I think that I was doing my research and I think that they've come out the gun like come out the race like really well, and they started really well, and you know they should have won that Liverpool game. You know, I watched that game. Liverpool again robbed them. Like they really played really well in that game, and they've picked up points. You know, they were third and they were second even at some point. Well, could have gone top if they won a couple of games. And I've looked through the squad and I think they've just lost too many players. And I think that the manager and a few of the quality players that are still there are kind of papering over the cracks. But when you look at that squad and you look at that team, the amount of quality that you had taken out, you had obviously the boy going to Real Madrid, you had their other centre back went to PSG, the left back went to Liverpool. So you've got all these players.
And Kepa as well, obviously was in goal from last season, and
exactly, you're getting this team has been pulled apart, and I think that it might be starting to catch up with them, So I think West Ham are going to do them. I think West Ham have settled. I don't think they had that many people away on international duty. That's more time for Nuno to work with some of the players on the training pitch. And that's what Nuno's all about. Shape, get them in the right shape, kind of, close down the game, and then we've got some game winners to win the game. I think they're going to win this game this weekend, and I think Bournemouth might be one to watch. Could be slipping down the table.
Well, yeah, I think obviously they was on such a great run and they were super confident when they went to the Etihad, but I think they were just suicidal in that game, playing that high line against Haaland, and they got picked up. They made a game of it because they're good going forward, and Semenyo is really good. They've got a couple of good attacking players. But I thought it's just.
Have you read the news on Semenyo?
Yeah, well, I think he's off in January, isn't he? There's a clause. There's a clause.
Yeah, but it goes down again in
the summer. Yeah. So it's just if a team needs a player in January, he'll be worth the risk.
Yeah, but it's only at the beginning of the window, so it's only active at the beginning of the window, and he's going to African nations.
He's going to Africa. Yeah. Yeah.
Like I don't want I don't want it. I want him, but I don't want him for
yeah.
Also like he's. I don't think the team who's got money is Tottenham. From what I've read, everyone's interested. So
and this is the thing. If it's only Tottenham to come in for you, you wait for the summer, don't you?
Yeah, exactly.
You just do because he knows Liverpool could be interested, Arsenal could be interested.
Arsenal, Liverpool, Man United, Man City, Newcastle. Not Newcastle because Newcastle don't get anyone. But my point is that everyone wants him.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to sign him.
Yeah, maybe he waits for the whole. I didn't think of the Africa. It's only when you said it started the window I realised he's off to Africa, isn't he? So, yeah, one to keep an eye on. But yeah, like I said, obviously Bournemouth suicidal against City, and that's maybe their headshot because they got absolutely battered against Villa, didn't they? So maybe you're right. Maybe they're sort of on a downwards trajectory. But I'm banking on Irola to get back to winning ways. That's a Bournemouth win for me. Next up, Brentford.
Brentford. Think that Brighton. If gone to my head, I'll go for Brighton. I think that they've been in better form recently, but Brentford have been picking up the points.
Yeah, I'm not saying I put Brighton down for a win on this one because I think they're a good team and these are the sort of games they win. But Brentford, I've said it before, they've surprised me. I thought they was going to be in trouble this season. You talk about a team who had their players and their manager ripped away from them. Brentford they were gutted. Wissa went, Mbumo went, Norgard went, Thomas Frank went, and I thought, and they've got a manager who's his first job in management as well. But they've done really well, man. I like their striker. Igor Jesus, his name? Igor Thiago? I can't remember his name, but the Brazilian striker up front. He looks good. I like Kevin Schade. They've done well, man. So they're always good for picking up points here and there. But I think Brighton will take this one. They're a good team, man. They're solid.
It's more that I think Brighton kind of slipped off for a little while, but I think they've got a good manager and they've got proven Premiership players. Danny Welbeck has been stepping up. Mentioned again by Tuchel. So yeah, we'll see if I think Brighton win that game.
Yeah, I agree with you. Fulham, Sunderland. Fulham needs to put a bit of a run together because they're in danger of getting involved in a relegation scrap, I think. Obviously, they beat Wolves, which was the big one they needed to do to get themselves up a little bit. But then they lost the following week, and they're just, for me again, they're all sort of style no substance. They've got some really nice, tidy players in midfield and stuff, but nobody who's got any end product. No consistent goal scorer or someone who's going to assist. Iwobi's a good tidy player. Harry Wilson's a good tidy player. that Kevin is settling down. He looks like a good player. Smith Rowe's a good player. Jimenez doesn't score goals. So I just don't know where they're going to put the ball into the back of the net. And if they don't, then they're in trouble of slipping into a fight.
But do you think that Sunderland can keep being this good?
Mate, the way they played against Arsenal, like I don't know. At some point, you think they're going to hit a bad run of form, but they've almost got enough points already to say they've survived. And then once they've got that, the pressure's off. They can just go into games not even really worrying because they're
but I just think, I mean, unless they're going to be a powerhouse and they're going to finish like 7th, 8th, like at some point the Premiership catches up with you.
Yeah,
I actually really rate them. I think that they've had a great season. I think that they're playing really well. I like what they're doing. I like their manager. I think that they've signed players well. Like I love what Xhaka's doing. He was also good in the. I think he scored on international duty. Like so, he's flying. But like I just think you've got like unless we're saying that Sunderland are going to finish 6th or 7th. So at some point they're going to start losing some games.
Yeah, I think they'll drop points here. I think they'll drop points in this game. I'll go for a draw on this one, 1-1 draw or something like that. They won't win every week, but I think their home form.
But they've been picking up points every week, is what I'm saying, and that's why I think that Sunderland at home.
No, Fulham's home.
Yeah, so I think that Fulham are gonna at least take a point off them. I could see.
Yeah, I think it will be a draw.
Fulham also got good players and a good manager. Fulham, for me, I agree with what you're saying. They're not who's going to put the ball in the back of the net, but they found a way all these years. Who've been their striker? They've had worse strikers than them. Do you know what I mean? Like so, like my point is, I think they find a way. They've got enough quality they just need to score a couple of goals. They've got a good defence. You know, they've got the Anderson in the back four. They've got a good team for them. So I think it's going to be at least a draw, and I rate the manager. I think eventually the manager will start to pick up points, and I can't see that Sunderland.
There's some murmurings of them looking elsewhere. I think the relationship between Silva and Fulham might be going a bit sour if he doesn't start picking up points, which I think would be ridiculous. I think you keep.
Have you read that, or is that just your view?
No, I've seen. Well, yeah, I don't know I can't remember what the source was, but I've seen it floating about online.
Because they would have lost their mind if who are they getting? This is but that's what happens. People panic, don't they?
This is what I mean. If they carry on just not putting together a few wins in a row and sticking around those sort of bottom 4 or 5 places, people panic and just what the Premier League's like. It's gung ho. It's just they'll just pull the trigger and I hope for the best. I hope they'll get a new manager bounce or something. I think it would be ridiculous because he's done a brilliant job for them, and he's obviously a good manager. But yeah, I just think the ones to watch, they need to just put a little bit of a run together because obviously they battered Wolves, but everybody's battered Wolves. Other than that, their form's been really bad.
Yeah,
and I think it is at the top of the pitch because they're not scoring enough goals.
Yeah, no, I agree. I just think that they're actually kind of proven, like in the Premiership, that they've stayed up comfortably every year. Maybe it won't be as comfortable this year, but I can't see them getting relegated. And I think that, and I can't, and it's not that I don't think Sunderland are good, but I can't think that Sunderland. Maybe I'm going to be proven wrong this week, but I can't think that Sunderland are just going to keep like turning up against everyone. Because for me, they should have won that Arsenal game. Like not like that Arsenal didn't like come back into the game, but they should have they closed Arsenal out in the first half. Arsenal then played super good, but like I felt like. I felt like I could have seen Sunderland winning that game. Do you know what I mean? It's the kind of game that the Arsenal before lost actually.
But I agree. But the way we play second half and to get back in up to 2-1 and for them to still score the goal in the dying moment of the match.
Yeah. But do you know what I mean?
The kind of attitude that they've got in a minute. I think they're just riding the crest of a wave at the minute, and it's just mentality and that's carrying them through, and momentum that's carrying them through. But yeah, that is saying I think winning away from home in the Premier League is tough anywhere. So I'll put this one. I reckon a draw for this one.
Cheeky Fulham for me.
Liverpool, Nottingham Forest.
I can't think that Liverpool will continue to be bad. It's like I can't like. It's lovely as a Man United fan to continue to see that Liverpool are bad, but they've got too much quality to continue to be bad. I can't see it. We are about to find out, but I can't see it. Deitch loves to like clog up the pitch, but I think that eventually Cream rises to the top, and they've got too much quality. At some point, Isak's going to be good. At some point, Wissa's going to be good. I was watching the highlights of him for Germany. He looked like Leverkusen Wissa.
He's injured. It came out today.
Was he
He's
injured?
missing for. I think he's out for a couple of weeks. But yeah,
Which is probably
yeah.
better because then they know who's playing and there's less like. Do you know what I mean? A couple of injuries probably not bad for them. Then they can.
Yeah.
They can
Well, that's what I thought
continue.
when Isak went down, because I thought then you don't have the headache of him or Ekatike. You can just play Ekatike, but that hasn't really worked for. I just think their problem is I don't know, they're not physical enough, and the league is super physical, isn't it? Like now, and they've sort of got young, smaller, silky kind of technical players. Kanata's gone off the boil. Like we say, defensively they're not very good anyway. But I see them winning this one. I think at Anfield they're still good. Whereas away from home, they're sort of having a few more problems. Or saying that, though, Nottingham Forest were the only team that beat them at Anfield last season.
Yeah, but it's a different Nottingham Forest. It was new.
100% it's a different Nottingham Forest. Yeah. I can't see anything but Liverpool win, to be honest. I think these aren't the sort of games that a Dutch team goes and gets a win at Anfield.
No.
They could even get slapped. But I think he's more... he'll pick up points at home, and I think Forest will be fine. But
I think they'll be fine. I think Forest will be good, but not this weekend.
No, yeah, I think Liverpool back to winning ways on this one. Wolves Palace. I think anyone coming up against Wolves should be disappointed if they don't get 3 points at the minute. Obviously, it's
New manager bounce.
new manager, yeah, Rob Edwards, but new manager bounce, but they just haven't got the players. They don't have the squad for it. And
Yeah,
Rob Edwards, I mean, he's hardly a proven Premier League manager himself, is he? So
I can't. We're all in the like shock, like that Rob took the job. I think I could see them going down and Middlesbrough coming up. Have we read who Middlesbrough have appointed?
I'm not sure. I don't know they were linked with Gary O'Neill for a bit, but yeah, I'm not sure. I couldn't tell you. I don't think they've appointed anyone yet. Let me just have a
Because
quick
because
Google.
they were looking alright. I was keeping an eye on their results. They were looking alright. So I think Wolves are definitely going down, and like Palace are a quality team. Let's see if they can put it on them, because I think what Rob Edwards should do is try and make them a bit more solid defensively. So maybe a low block, which I know that Palace kind of find hard to break down. So that could be interesting if you see that Palace are like, do you know what I mean? If they just try and nick a point, rather than actually try and go and win the game, and leave themselves exposed. But yeah, I think Palace should. Yeah, wait, you see Wolves on the fixture list. That should be put those 3 points in your pocket.
Yeah, I agree. Middlesbrough have got some Swedish guy from the Swedish league, so I don't know who he is. But
Well, maybe they won't be coming up.
yeah, I think it should be a straightforward win for Palace. Really, I know the new manager bounce. I know he's probably going to keep, like you say, try and just shore it up, and he'll probably be happy with a point. Although I don't think it really helps him in the long run, but just to keep get a bit of momentum going. But I just see Palace being too strong, and they've got some really good players going forward, Palace, and they're defensively solid. I just don't see how Wolves can hurt them. I think that's like I say, anyone coming up against Wolves, I think it's the easiest prediction in the league at the minute. I don't trust them at all. Big game in the evening, kick off on Saturday though. Newcastle, Manchester City.
I can't with like. I think they made bad signings, Newcastle. Like, and I think Eddie's kind of. I think they dealt with the whole Isak thing wrong. I think they should have just got rid of him. He was going. He was. You need like. He was going. There was obviously a conversation behind the scenes where he said he was going. If he says he's going, and like Liverpool are coming in for him, just get him gone. Trying to pretend you're going to keep him. Like you should have. They should have planned things a lot better. Like I think that like Alanga's been awful. Like he's done nothing, and Gordon's now injured, and like that like Wissa's not kicked a ball. Like the centre back they signed's not done bad. The guy they got from Milan, he's not been too bad. But I just don't think. I think he's been let down anyhow, and like he's doing well in Europe, and then they're doing badly in the league. They do raise themselves for these big games, but I can't see it. I think City. If it's the City that played against Liverpool, then I don't think they've got any chance.
I think in their defence, they did sign badly, but there's a list of about 18 players who rejected them. They tried to sign Mbumo, they tried to sign Sesko. I mean, everybody that United signed, they were in for.
Wanted Kundus.
Cunha, yeah, so they did try to sign a load of players, and everybody just kept rejecting them. So they sort of got what they were left with. Wiss has been a disaster because he's not been fit. Elanga, like you said, he hasn't been good, and I actually thought he was a good player. He looked really good at Forest, but yeah, that's been poor. One thing I will say is at home, under the lights, it's an evening game. That atmosphere gets rocking, and it's a tough place to go, so that could see them through. Obviously, Liverpool and Arsenal have both beaten them at St James's Park, but Liverpool, Newcastle were down to 10 men and still only lost in the last minute. Arsenal beat them in the last minute. So those home games against bigger sides under the lights, they can pull a performance out. I'm hoping they do, obviously, as an Arsenal fan. And I'm going for a draw. Maybe it's heart over head again, but I just think this is the sort of game where they could just pull something out of the bag.
It depends what City turn up. It really, like, what kind of City is it? Which City is it? Like,
Well, it's an on-form City. It's an on-form City.
If it's the City against Liverpool, then I think that Newcastle haven't got a chance. But like, if it's bits and pieces City that we've seen at parts of the season, so yeah, we'll see. You know, everything can change after the international break. I just think that Newcastle, and obviously I'm a United fan, so we had Elanga. Like, I just think that it's a bad signing for them because Newcastle don't play like that.
That's the thing. Yeah, you kind of need to be a counter-attacking team, and he needs
space
to run
in front
into,
of
doesn't
him.
he?
Like, he can't. That was a problem at Man United, and this is what fans like to throw the stones. Oh, Man United messed up another player. It's like, no, at Nottingham Forest, he has open field in front of him. They sit in a block, they give him the ball, and he's got the people are trying to beat Forest. They're turning up to beat them. And Newcastle, the reason why he looks bad is because he hasn't got. I mean, he's in incredible shape, but he's quick. He hasn't got much.
He's not technical. He's not great on the ball. He's not going to beat a man. He'll beat a man for pace, but he's not going to dubs him up, sort of like Docker style.
And people are sitting behind the ball, and he's like, I'm back here. Do you know what I mean? Like, and as a name on a piece of paper, like, you're like, oh yeah, he's had a good couple of seasons at Forest. He's a good player, but like, he runs past people. The goals he scores. I mean, he scored a really good one against United last year. He had the whole pitch in front of him. He kicked it and ran, and then he had the composure to finish it.
Yeah, his pace is frightening, but you're right. He needs the right environment to show that.
So yeah, I think that Newcastle will not. I think Eddie Howe's been let down.
Yeah, and like I say, it is a frightening Manchester City at the minute. They obviously a good win against Bournemouth and then battered Liverpool. Haaland, so. It's going to be tough, but I'm hoping, I'm praying that Newcastle can take a point from them, because I think if Man City do win, it puts a lot of pressure on Arsenal going into the North London derby, which we'll get onto in a minute. But first game on Sunday is Leeds Villa. Again, I can't. It's a bit like the Wolves Palace one for me. I think Leeds have maybe they had a decent little start, but I think they're falling away now. And Villa are on some really good form. And I think this could be. I know they're away from home, but I think it could be a heavy win for Villa.
I just don't rate the Leeds manager. I think he's terrible.
And the squad's not great either, to be fair.
Yeah, but I just don't like. When you get promoted and then the board is still like, should we keep him? Should we not? You know, then like, I really think, and we've had this with Ten Hag, if you're thinking about sacking your manager, I don't know many times that like you think, oh yeah, actually let's keep him, and then he's good,
and then he changes it around. Yeah.
If you're thinking about sacking him, and I'm not like about like you should just get rid of all your managers, but if your manager, like Fulker's been up here a couple of times, he doesn't know what he's doing at this level. So yeah, I don't rate the manager. I think that Leeds never an easy place to go. But I think Villa should be picking up 3 points. And Villa are on some great form, as he said. So I think I agree. I think Villa should be taking the points and get rid of him now. Like, you've still got time. Like, I think they're going down either way. But like if you're trying to stay up, he's not going to keep you up.
No, I agree. I can only see it going one way, and I do think at some point they're just going to have to bite the bullet and sack him because he's, like you say, he's good in the Championship, but
But
unfortunately
then
he's not.
maybe you keep him because he needs to bring you back up.
But yeah, I mean, maybe, and they're not in the relegation zone at the minute. I think they will end up down there, but yeah, maybe he brings them back up, but then you're just in a never-ending cycle. You're like,
No,
oh,
no,
he's not, but he deserves
you sack him
another shot
before
at it.
you sack him before the Premier League season. Because
Yeah,
he's good down there. No one better actually down there. If you want someone to bring you up, like he'll pull you. He'll bring you up. It's his third team he's brought up. You know,
for sure.
I'm not. Mate, football management's hard. You know, I'm not a football manager, but I'm saying that he is. He should be. You should know that he's outclassed at the Premiership level. Whatever he does down there, or is it the players, whatever it is, but he doesn't. When he gets to this level, he doesn't look like he can cut it at this level. So they should have bit the bullet and got rid of him.
Yeah, agreed. Anyway, on to the big one for the weekend, the North London derby, man. I love it. I love this weekend. I think we're going to wipe the floor with them.
You always think that.
No, yeah, we generally do, but most of the time we do. But I just feel like we've got injuries. But have you seen their injury list?
They've got 10 players injured.
They've got a ridiculous amount of it. So have we. We've got 7 first-team players out, top quality players, and mostly in attack players. And Gabriel coming back injured is really annoying. Calafiori too, so that's going to affect our defence, which has been rock solid before the Sunderland game. But their list of injuries is huge as well. So there's not really any excuse for us to say, oh, injuries. I don't think they're very good. I think defensively they're all over the place. They seem to think they've got world-class centre-backs. I don't.
They've got centre-backs good at doing things that centre-backs is not their job.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think their centre-back, Mickey, is it Mickey?
Van der Ven.
Yeah, I think that he's their top goal scorer. He's quality going forward, but he's supposed to be a centre-back.
Yeah, and the thing is, I think they're gonna try and. Most teams that we've played this season have come in a low block and it's been hard to break down. I think they're going to try and play against us.
I don't think they're going to try and play. I think that you want them to try and play. Thomas Frank.
I want somebody to play against us, and it's a North London derby. Come and have a go, man.
No,
I want them to open up. They're not going to come all guns blazing, but I think they'll have a go, and I think we'll pick them off. But I don't know
They've not even been having a go in the normal games. They only score from corners and free kicks.
That's because they've got Richarlison up front.
But they're not going to come and have a go.
I don't think they can come and just sit back.
Yeah, they are. That's what they're going to do.
Well, then we'll get our usual 1 or 2-0 win.
I think that
them back across North London.
And this is me maybe needling you a bit. I think I could see a Tottenham draw.
Listen, it's Derby Day. Form goes out the window. Blah blah blah. All those usual sayings. But I'm not honestly not worried. Even with our injuries, I think we've got enough. We're better than them. We're a better team than them.
Undoubtedly,
undoubtedly.
You're much better than them.
We've got a lot of injuries, but so do they. Even more so. I just can't see. I think this will be I don't think they'll score a goal. I don't think they've got it in them.
Tottenham are not good. They're not good at all.
And we're very good. And we're at home. I think
battered them.
The only thing, as I said, if City do get a win, it puts a lot of pressure on us with such a big game. Whether we're way better than whatever, the North London derby brings its own pressure. But I can't. I think we're going to be way too good for them. I honestly, I'm hoping for like a 3-0.
I think that Thomas Frank knows what he's doing, and Thomas Frank knows how to set up a game plan, and he's had 2 weeks. And I think they're going to make it Thomas Frank, because Tottenham is shit. Thomas Frank is going to make it hard for you, and I think that I could see them getting they're good at set pieces. I could see them getting a goal. I could see it being a draw. I can't see them beating you. But I could see
You're way wrong. I promise you, we're going to wipe the floor with them. We're going to wipe them all over the carpet. I promise you.
Well, you know what I mean? I see them nicking a draw. I do.
I can't see it happening at all.
I
honestly, I'm super confident going into it. I just don't see what they've got in their team that can hurt us. And I know we're not a full strength.
On a corner.
Sorry?
Mickey Van der Ven on a corner.
No, we're too good. We're too good at set pieces ourselves.
You've taken two of your centre backs out. Two of your back four. Sorry.
Yeah. But we've got Mascara to come in. Miles Lewis-Skelly can come in. It's no problem. Hincapié can come in.
Yeah.
We've got the squad for it now.
It's a disruption.
Listen, no, Gabriel is a big miss, and I think he's gonna. It's such a busy period over Christmas and stuff. It's huge, and I'm gutted about it, and it could come back to bite us in the ass. But I don't think in this game. I just don't
I'm
rate
just
Tottenham,
saying.
and that's not even me as an Arsenal fan. Obviously, I'm biased. I'm always going to think Arsenal are going to beat Tottenham, but just they've had good teams in the past. I just don't think this is a good team. Obviously, they're still a work in progress. They finished in 17th or whatever, it was 16th or 17th last
17.
season. Have a new manager. He's still building, and I just think they're not anywhere near on a level to Chelsea battered them.
Yeah, but did you watch the PSG game? They're not on their level.
What do you mean?
But I just mean that they drew the game, went to penalties. Thomas Frank's a good manager. This is what a
Yeah,
good manager does.
the World Cup, the World or the European.
My point is a
I don't care
good
about that.
manager gets results even though the team's crap. And Tottenham are crap. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that Thomas Frank is going to be able to get a bit of a tune out of them.
Listen, he was always a bit of a thorn in our side with Brentford. He knew how to set up against us, but he had that team that could do it. And I don't know, man. Easy Arsenal win for me.
All right, well, we'll see.
Easy
a
Arsenal
draw.
win for me. Yeah, well, we'll see next week, innit?
I'm saying it's
Anyway.
going to be a draw.
Monday night, the last game of the weekend, your boys Man United against Everton.
I'm excited for the Premier League. This is like as a United fan. I'm excited that it's back. I'm not excited for the game because it's the same crap. Like it's the same formation. It's the same manager. It's the same. Like Casemiro was amazing in the international break. Ancelotti was raving about him, but he can only play 70 minutes, and the games are 90, and we need him for 90 minutes. And he's like, so I don't know. I never know. You know, we've got the strikers injured. I don't know what. I know what formation he's going to play. I know people are going to be out of position. Like, obviously, I think we're going to win, but I think we're going to win because I believe in the club. But like, not I believe in the club. I just want us to win. Actually, I don't think we're going to win. I think it's going to be a draw. Actually, like if I'm going to be honest, I think it's going to be a draw. If we win, I'll be delighted. If we lose, I'll be crying and in a dark room. But we're not good. We battered Tottenham, and we didn't go on and get another goal. And then we I know we came back, but we're not good, you know. Like it's the same crap. It's Amarin, and it's the same problems that we've talked about that we don't need to go over again. I don't rate the manager. I want us to win. I want us to pick up points, but at the end of the day, I think that we need to get rid of the manager. And so it's like this weird position of like, oh, if we keep picking up points,
He stays.
and then but I think it's a bad manager playing people out of position. Like Mainu, there's a whole Mainu thing. He's not playing any games. Like Napoli are saying they want him on loan. Like I feel sorry for the boy. Like Fernandez is played amazing, scored a hat trick on the international duty. Like, and then he's going to be back playing as a six. You know, like we're just not it's the same problems. It's the same crap. Like, but yeah, I actually think that Moisey loves giving it to us as well. So I honestly think it's going to be a draw. And it's going to be the same issues that I'm going to be back on here on Monday saying, for God's sake. So that's how I feel.
I think Man United games these days, you don't really know what to expect. You're always capable of picking up points because you're Man United, and obviously you've got some good players. But I don't trust you to keep a lead, and any game you wouldn't be surprised if you lost. I do actually think you'll win this one. I think Everton are a bit like Fulham in the sense that they've got some good players, but the end product isn't there. There's no goal scorer. But Moyes knows how to organise a team. Away from home against the so-called Big Six, he doesn't have a great record. He usually gets swept aside. So I actually think United will win this one, more just so because I don't think Everton can win it. So by default, I think
they don't have a striker, which is the only good. They don't have anyone who I'm I'm a bit worried about him. But we find ways to concede goals. So
I just not sure if they're going to be capable of taking advantage of those opportunities. That's the thing. And you do have a couple like you and Mbeumo's and I know Fernandez is out of position, but those sort of players who could, like you're saying about West Ham, they're players that have moments. I think you've got more of those.
We can score goals. We're dangerous. We're dangerous this year.
And I think you will score, and I don't think they will. And I think that's what it'll be. I think you'll take this one 2-0.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. Fingers
I hope
crossed.
not.
But yeah,
What
that's
as
how
well?
I feel about it.
I hope
But
not. When Man United loses, it's generally a good weekend for me. But
no, this is what I mean. This is what I mean. Why
but
not
yeah,
remember? It's actually good because I get the whole weekend actually this weekend. I have a nice weekend. It's just
yeah.
down on a Monday. It's much better.
Well,
I
you
hate when
know,
we lose on Saturday.
when you're not in Europe, you can get those Monday fixtures, so it's fine.
Oh,
We got big
well,
fish to fry next week, Bayern Munich, so don't worry about that. Anyway,
well,
um, Euro qualifiers almost done. Obviously, the playoffs have been drawn. I just wanted to have not the Euro qualifiers, sorry, the World Cup qualifiers. I want to have a talk about the 48 team. Obviously, there's some amazing stories with these nations: Curacao, Haiti, Jordan, Uzbekistan. These teams that have never been to World Cups are going to World Cups now, and it's amazing for those countries and their people. And I don't want to disrespect them by saying, oh, they shouldn't be in it, but it's surely going to affect the quality of the group stages.
we're diluting the football. Like, and me and you's favourite tournament used to be the European Championship when it was 16 of the elite of elite
The
from
elite teams.
Europe,
Yeah.
and every single game was a banger.
Yeah.
Every single game was fireworks. Every single game was good, and we've now moved away from that in Europe, and we've now moved away from that for the World Cup, and it's just like. And when I was younger, actually, even the smaller games, they were competitive, like, and I think 32 was perfect,
32 for the World Cup, I think, is perfect. Yeah,
and I
like
think it was like you still got like nations qualifying and sneaking in and improving themselves, and I think 48 is too many, and they're looking at 64 for the 100-year World Cup, and I'm just like,
it's,
when,
it's
it ruins qualifying. Like we're just like it's what they can squeeze out of the TV companies because it's more games, and so they can charge them more. But like it's like at what end? Like we're ruining football. Like we are.
yeah.
Like
I think
we're
that's the
ruining
perfect word
football.
you said when you said it's been diluted. It's like you can't just let everybody. And there are teams, like you said, over the years we still had teams sneaking in, but they've earned it because they've won their qualifier. That's why I didn't mention Cape Verde in the list that I just named because they actually won their group, so they would have qualified anyway, which is great for them. They beat, I think it was Cameroon or whatever, so they've earned it, and they would have still made it, and that would have been an amazing story. But to have all these random nations is like the group stages just becomes a bit obsolete because all the big teams are going to. You can finish third. You have to win one game to qualify for the knockout stages, and it's too
Yeah, I
much.
mean,
You can't have third place teams qualifying. They need to find a way, even if they make them five teams per group. You can't have
yeah.
teams finishing third in a group and qualifying. I think it's only like eight teams get knocked out in a group stage, or 8 or 10 teams or something silly like that, and it's nonsense, man. They take
Yeah, I
the
think you
beautiful
put
game,
more
the
people
perfect
in
game.
more groups. Like, like that's you've got to do it. You can't
Yeah.
have. It's just stupid. Like you can't have 3 teams out of 4.
It's like FIFA Pro, UEFA, whoever's making these rules, their answer to everything is just, oh, more games, more games. Football's amazing. Everybody wants more games. More. And that's just not how it works, man. The quality's not there. People don't even want to watch that much football. You need a bit of a break as well. It's the same with the Club World Cup and the one that just happened in summer. It's too much, man. And the quality, there's going to be more injuries. The players are going to be more tired. The quality's not going to be as high. And it's just, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's not good for football. I think, and the thing is, the only thing you can do is not watch it, and that's why we both didn't watch the Club World Cup. You've got to you've got to take a stance, and I think actually the worst thing for the Club World Cup was Chelsea winning it, because I know most people, and even my Chelsea fan friends, they only started watching it towards the end because they were like, "Oh, we're going to win it." But like we as a country actually didn't like lock into it. There was much better ratings in Italy and in Spain. They were watching it much more than we were, and we've got to at some point like say no. Like that. Like even like the Champions League, and I think it's actually been kind of a success. But even that, it's just too many games. It's just more games. We don't need more games. Like players need less games. like in other sports, like the NBA, that you know they play 82 games. They're talk that there's a big whole thing about players getting injured and it's too many games. You know, like but they also are like, oh no, but then it's going to be less money. You know, we're good. We're letting money like ruin our sports, and I think that football, like we're at like point of like exploding. I think, and I think that it, yeah, like I'm gonna get excited. I'm gonna get dragged into it, but I think 48's too many, and I just pray that UEFA and America have come out and said that 64. We haven't even done 48. Why are we looking at 64? But there's a little bit of momentum behind it. The thing is that what that what the FIFA president's got behind him is that he's got all these little nations behind him, all the African teams, and
Well, this is the thing, because for them it's a chance to appear at a World Cup. So if it comes to a vote, there's way more of the smaller nations than there are the bigger nations. So they're all going to vote for it, aren't they? Because that gives them an opportunity, and I get it. And it's going to be so good for the people of their country, and they're going to bring colour, and the fans are going to be amazing and stuff. But just for the pure quality of the football, it's not going to be good, and for the health of the players. And I know there's the argument, oh, they get paid this much, it's not real hard work. But if we want to see high quality football, if they're made to play every 3 days for 11 months of the year, they're not machines.
yeah, I mean, it's just,
There has to be some leeway,
yeah, I think it's stupid. I think that I hope it doesn't happen. And yeah, but I can see it happening, but I hope it doesn't. And yeah, I think that FIFA. The problem is that FIFA have basically realised, wait a minute, we're not making enough money, and we're the global, we're globally in charge of football. So they're bringing in more tournaments for them. You know, they looked into a World Cup every 2 years.
Every 2 years, yeah.
You know, so they're like, we need to start making more revenue. And that's what they're doing, and that's been their aim. How do we make money from football? We're not making enough money from football, so and that's really kind of stepping on the foot of everybody else,
The heartbreaking thing for me is that I think Arsene's behind a lot of this.
Yeah, Arsene's kind of in league with him, which is doesn't make sense.
But I mean, I guess he's getting paid to make money for FIFA to come up with new ideas and stuff, so he needs to justify his wage. But I'm not going to talk bad about Arsene Wenger. He's a god to me. But yeah, that's it.
Yeah, it's just a bit weird. I just think that Wenger. I've listened to a few of his talks and stuff, and I think Wenger cares about football, but the things that he seems to be coming up with, they don't. Do you know what I mean? And like the paid ambassadors, they got Yaya Toure and Michael Owen saying, "Yeah, I would have loved it if there was a World Cup every 2 years." What?
They're just being bought and sold, though, aren't they? They're being bought and sold. No,
you know what I mean? It's just
just leave the game alone. It's perfect. We love it. It's the world game. Everybody loves football. It's the beautiful game. Just leave it, because you're ruining it with every decision they're making. Although, like you said, the Champions League one has gone pretty well, but then again, it's just more games, though. You don't need the group stage going on into late January.
No, and it's at the detriment of our domestic game, and like we've got one of the better structures in Europe. We actually do. I know they complain all the time, but we actually do look after the lower leagues. And I always, when I had a little bit of less understanding, was like, get rid of the League Cup. But like the League Cup is that's a big money on it for that whole league. Do you know what I mean? And I think that keeping our domestic footballs, I prefer that than a couple extra Champions League games for no reason, actually.
Yeah, absolutely. And the thing is, there is jeopardy, but like even if you have a bad campaign in the long league table, like Man City did last season, you only have to finish above 24th or whatever, and you get a second chance anyway. So there's not that much jeopardy. Yeah. This year they ended up winning it. It's like Arsenal Bayern Munich next week, and it's a big game. It's going to be a great game of football, but we both pretty much qualified already. It doesn't really matter if we lose. All right, it's good to lay down a marker, but in terms of qualification, it doesn't really matter. So
there's no jeopardy. We've got rid of jeopardy, and it's stupid.
This is it, and that's what makes football amazing. Going back to the World Cup qualifiers, that was what's so amazing about last week, was the jeopardy. The Scotland Denmark game, the Ireland Hungary game. It was jeopardy, man. That's what you want in football. Neither of these nations mean anything to me. I'm not from there. I'm not invested, but I was on the edge of my seat watching them because it's like this is what football's about. They're playing for something, you know, and that's when the game's at its best. And if you just let everybody in, and you know, even if you lose games, you know you're still going through because you have a second chance and a third chance. It just takes away from what makes the game so good.
Yeah, and I mean, it's almost the Americanization of football, you know? Like,
Yeah.
they're kind of like, okay, let's just throw in some extra games. Like, and it won't be a problem. We'll be able to make more money, you know? But, like, it's like,
Yeah.
no. Like, you need the jeopardy. You need the, like, and it's like big clubs and that, like, everyone, we've got, what we've got in some of the biggest clubs in the country now is American owners. And it's how can we make more out of this? How can we make more out of that? At the moment, like it's a kind of like we're kind of going off into a tangent here, but like if you look at the Premier League, it's pretty much all American owners now.
Yeah.
And
I think they only need a couple more owners, and then they get because when things go to a vote, there's a certain amount that
yeah, they've almost got enough
they've
that they
almost got
can
enough there.
carry the decision.
All they get together, then they just make their own decisions, don't they? So
And
it's dangerous.
we've kind of like it's too late to row it back, and they're all saying the right things, but like really, we've only got two. I think we've got two. We've got
Yeah.
Blue and the Brentford guy.
Yeah.
And then we've got the obviously Saudi and Abu Dhabi, and then I think it's all America.
Yeah.
Like, and yeah, like I said, a lot of them are saying the right things, and they're talking about protecting British football and this and that, but they're not in it to protect British football. They're in it.
They're made to make a pound note, and that's it. But that's a big conversation that we can go into sort of a bit more detail another time. But I think that's it for today. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll speak to you again after the Arsenal game, I guess.
Yeah.
Nice.
Cool.
Be,
We'll talk next week. Thank you everyone for watching. If you could do us a favour, like, comment, and subscribe, please, and we will see you next week.
See you later.